It's been 4 years since the start of the global financial crisis. This was a crisis that showcased a breakdown of markets. Too much leverage, too little concern about risk, too much debt. So you'd imagine that a political backlash would involve a move toward the left. Well, no. Instead, we saw a shift toward the political right in much of the industrialized world.
God bless you, Tea Party Americans!
Here in America, the Tea Party was born, pulling conservatives further toward the right. Consider that in the 2008 election, Mitt Romney was considered the conservative challenger to John McCain. In this election, he is the moderate, outflanked on the right by every other candidate. This dynamic seems afoot in Europe as well. Britain's conservatives returned to power after 13 years. Germany's Merkel and Francis Sarkozy cemented their positions. Spain has a new conservative government. What happened to the left? Why was there no great surge in left-wing populism? My own theory is that in the crisis, the state had to jump in dramatically to stop a depression. But those actions, taking over banks or car companies, guaranteeing debt and mortgages, scared the hell out of people on the right, who saw it as the beginning of a new socialism. The left never mobilized. The Occupy movement channeled popular discontent into its protests, but it never had a really coherent program and never gained traction. But that seems to be changing. The French elections may prove to be the beginning of a new trend. The Socialist Party's François Hollande is proposing a 75% tax rate on people earning more than €1 million. Now he's been upstaged by the more fiery Jean-Luc Mélenchon. The left-front candidate has been holding huge meetings across the country, telling seas of flag-waving followers that he would impose a 100% tax rate on all earnings above $500,000. And these left-wing candidates are polling well. Consider on a much smaller, more timid scale, President Obama's 2012 campaign, which is moving somewhat to the left, both in style and substance, as he takes the Buffett tax on the road.
I was with Warren Buffett a couple days ago. He says, thanks for naming a rule after me.
Look at the protests in Greece and Italy, which are getting more organized by the left. Or consider even the Pirate Party. This is a European political network that was founded on the basic platform that information should be free. They wanted to legalize online file sharing, minimize copyright protections. I reported last October how the German offshoot of the Pirates won enough votes to enter the Berlin state legislature. Critics thought it was a flash in the pan. Berlin is an urban city-state with a lot of rebellious young college students. But last week, the Pirates scored a second win in Saarland, a rural, gentrified state on the French border. The Pirates won 7.4% of the vote to enter parliament. Polls now suggest that not only will the Pirates enter 2 more state legislatures next month, they have also become Germany's 3rd most supported party. So a new left-wing group with no real platform on energy, taxes, or foreign affairs is now the 3rd most popular party in Europe's leading economy. We might be seeing the beginnings of a left-wing response to the crisis, channeling popular discontent. Some of it is very extreme, some of it is wacky. Perhaps the larger function of these groups will be not actually to get elected to run a government, but to do what the Tea Party seems to have done, to use its voter base to pressure moderates. If the Tea Party made the right more right, then don't be surprised if France's left and Europe's pirates make their governments more attentive to the left. So we may be in for more ideological strife in the West. Up next, dirty wars. My next guest says that's the way conflict